Hey, girl, hey. No, but I want to talk about Shikari. I watched her early on. I think we all did. And I was like, what is happening? Like, who is this person? I love track and field. So I was
Yeah,
so
I remember
excited
her
to.
nails.
Yeah, exactly.
She won the AAU Junior Olympics and college competitions.
Oh, that's
And
so.
then in 2021, they said that she was the one who 2021 she decided to say, I'm going to come against Jamaica and take them down for the world record, and she did it.
Her last Olympics, I didn't think she would come back. And I was really actually disappointed with her because I felt like it was something she could have easily not done to get where she is. But look what
She,
she did.
but her mother died,
I know. And
and
I
she was going through a depression. And I'm not saying that you turn to drugs. I'm not saying that. However, at the time, I think we hear about people running to increase their speed as opposed to a downer that would slow them down. So it just didn't quite add up. What I see that just the whole Shikari situation is that first she is denied being able to compete in Tokyo due to testing positive for THC. And then there was a skater who tested positive for a banned drug, but she was still allowed to compete. America kind of turns their back on her, and then she just went to the grind and just worked out and did what she had to do. And then all of a sudden she comes back and starts winning all of these races. And then next thing, Nike gives her a $20 million deal, and then Sprite just gave her a new deal where she is the face for this Obey Your Thirst ironic campaign, because she didn't obey what society says you should do. She lived her truth, and now she is cashing in on it.
but I just want to give her all the due for being like a comeback person. I really love this idea of number one, second chances. To be in to really lose everything, or it feels like you can lose everything, and instead of taking a defeatist attitude and saying it's over, it propelled her to work harder and stronger and be stronger and more resilient. And you see it in the way that she's maturing as an athlete and as a businesswoman. And can we talk about her fashion? I love her fashion. She's just unapologetically who she is. She wears all the things that make her happy, and she looks beautiful. And I'm so happy that she feels confident enough to do that, because she should.
I love it. She wears her hair natural. She wear her hair in braids, and she will tell people how to pronounce her name. I'm not mad at her.
I've watched stuff where she said she treats it like a 9 to 5 job, and she spends 9 to 5 doing her work, like on the field, working out, eating right, sleeping. Again, I keep hearing this, guys. I'm working on this. I get not enough sleep, but she's like, I get my 8 hours. Apparently, you live longer and healthier, but yeah, so it's cool. Yeah, just looking at let's see what would have happened if she hadn't decided to go for it. She would not have all these deals.
But also to just live in it and go for it. Because like you said, you can hit that failure and live in that and decide that you can't do any more than that. But it's the people that I think you see that really, really hit high levels of success, that believed in themselves, even if everyone else thought that they were fake, thought that they couldn't do it. If you don't have that tenacity and that almost like beyond belief in yourself, you can't make
Yeah.
it. So,
Viola Davis, the actress, she tells her daughter that she needs to have a radical love affair with herself. And that is her life's work. So I think that's also another thing that I got from this, is having a radical love for yourself, forgiving yourself so that you can be your best. And when you love yourself to that degree, you honor all of you.
Welcome to Sispreneur Stories. We're a podcast created by three seventh-generation sister entrepreneurs. I'm Kanji.
I'm Aurora.
And I'm Janita.
Hello, Memphis. I'm Ernest Strickland, President and CEO of the Black Business Association of Memphis. In a world filled with noise, we stand firm, advocating for the prosperity of our community. As the title sponsor of Sispreneur Stories, our commitment goes beyond words. The Black Business Association has been an anchor for Memphis entrepreneurs, navigating challenges and championing resilience. Our involvement in Sispreneur Stories is a reflection of the serious work we're doing to redefine the business landscape in our city. May each episode be a catalyst for personal growth, resilience, and inspiration.
Today's theme is Sispreneurs in Franchising, how Black women are revolutionizing the franchise business model. Between 2015 and 2020, Black women-owned franchise businesses surged by 50% according to the International Franchise Association. Additionally, the U.S. Small Business Administration notes that Black women franchise owners create jobs at a rate of 20% higher than the national average. Their journey inspires future generations to pursue entrepreneurship with determination and resilience, as highlighted by Forbes. This month's powerful Sispreneur story begins right now.
Meet my sister. Time now to meet Hotworx franchise owner Carmella Rogers. This former IT professional began her Memphis Hotworx Edge District franchise journey with her love for health and wellness. Thank you so much for joining us, Carmella. Hey.
Hey, thank you, ladies, for having me.
I've got to know, franchising is very specific. How did you decide that your Sispreneur journey would go to a franchise?
Actually, I am an IT professional many, many years, my husband and we dabbled in real estate. And so right before COVID happened, of course, no one knew COVID was going to happen. And at that time, we were selling off our real estate. I was like really tired of the landlord thing. I call it tired of taking care of grown people. And so we started selling off some of the properties. I was at a friend's house and her girlfriend came over and she was like, she just came from working out, riding a bike inside of a sauna. And I was like, what? It's like, what is that? And she was telling me, she told me a little bit about Hotworx. I've seen the Hotworx around, but I was like, I don't know if it was food or what. Hotworx, what is Hotworx? So we decided to just go and try out Hotworx. We found out about the infrared, the quick workouts when you combine the infrared and the heat, and the workouts are short, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. And I was like, whoa. 15 minutes or 30 minutes is 24/7. So we were able to go to the gym at our convenience, which really fit into our lifestyles. And then I started really looking and studying more about infrared and the benefits that it has for the body, the skin, the anti-aging, how it actually penetrates the skin at a cellular level. I found out that dermatologists use infrared in their sonofacials. Chiropractors, they use infrared for healing the body. So when you have these different injuries and things like that, a lot of places are using what they call red light therapy to heal the body because it heals faster, because it does penetrate. And so we love that aspect. And then I studied a little bit more and found that people with high blood pressure, there are studies of infrared and the high blood pressure, diabetes, as well as cardiovascular. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is like the Black thing.
You took the words right out my mouth. I was like, that's like our lifestyle diseases. That is
Exactly.
really amazing. Yeah.
All the comorbidities.
Yes, what we suffer from in our families. Exactly. And so I was like, Jason, I'm really like digging this Hotworx thing. And I was thinking at some point, because we were selling off our real estate, we were going to have to reinvest in something. I didn't know what that was. But then one day I was like, what? There is no Hotworx downtown. We need to look into a Hotworx downtown. And that's how it started.
Can you talk a little bit about being a Black woman in the fitness and the franchise industry? What's that like for you?
Oh my goodness. So we've always tried to maintain some level of fitness, but I've never really thought of myself as a trainer to someone. But I've always found that I know that I'm very motivating. Like I really can motivate people. I love empowering people to show them what they can do as opposed to me always doing something for you. And so I'm using that aspect of my motivation in my franchise with Hotworx. Obtaining the franchise, of course, as Black people, the financing, oh my God, that process was crazy. It was like, I mean, you got to give your whole life story.
I've heard that franchising is like a big deal in terms of like the monetary, how much you have to give, and then also
Yes.
like
how much you, like you said, talk about what's going on behind the scenes, like in your life, credit wise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to have A1 credit. I mean, even for banks to look at you, they look at every specific thing. And I'm sure that it's probably different for other races, but Black people, I think we have a longer process. Also, the aspect of the franchise itself, they put you with coaches. They want to make sure you're the right fit. So you got to have the right combination to make sure that you can be the right business owner for the franchise. So it helped that we had somewhat of a fitness background or knew something about fitness, but also the fact that we were business people already, that really helped them select us also. They don't just select you just because you want to buy into it. They really do want you to have some type of background so that you can be a business owner.
Well, that actually makes me think about two things. Like, firstly, how is it working with your spouse? And then also, I know that you've done other businesses. So, like, why the franchising model as opposed to, well, I mean, how has it been in the franchising model?
Right. For me, as a businesswoman, I like the aspect of franchising because there are lots of lessons learned, been there, done that. There's built-in marketing, the anything help-wise as far as
Oh, yeah.
putting you in touch with what you need for the financing part, the selection process. They had a location development team that helps you go out and select a location. However, that really didn't help me because the development team is based out of like Dallas. And
Right.
I'm in Memphis, and it's like they don't know my demographic, and the statistics that they were looking at were like from 10 years ago. So they don't know about the new developments and things like that, that if you're local, you would know about. So actually, that process took me a little while because they really couldn't find me a feasible location. I initially wanted to be right downtown where I live and just be able to like walk out my door and walk to my business. But I live in the entertainment district of downtown. And that's just when you think of the model of Hotworx, we target 30-year-old working females. It's 24-hour fitness. So safety, security, being open 24/7 and being available for parking and things like that really were a concern with me being in the downtown area. Because and then you have to have 200 people initially in order to even open. So
Oh.
I'm trying to think about people trying.
Why so many?
Yes, you have to have. So you're in pre-sale and marketing for a few months while you're doing the build out. And during that process, you're growing your membership. You're actually getting members, and you have to have at least 200 before you can even open the doors. So we had well over that. So we did pretty good. But I realized that one day I needed to venture out into my area and find a location. So I actually found the location where we are, and it's perfect because it serves the Midtown and the downtown area, being in the Edge and Medical District. And then it provided the level of security that I was looking for as far as ladies being able to come and go 24/7 and not be able to not parking in a garage, high rise, or something like that. They can just get out of their cars and go in. Plus, it's in a growing area where they're really doing a lot of developing. We're near hospitals, we're near lots of apartments, businesses. So that's really the right mix of what you want, especially for a Hotworx franchise.
You talked about this moment of there's always a moment in any entrepreneur's life when it could be scaling your business or it could be that whole initial start. And so you're like, okay, I built it. And you're like, will they come? And so you had to get those people. There are challenges, but what was the toughest challenge that you faced so far?
I think the toughest challenge for me is I found out I'm really good at marketing. However, it's not something that I thought that I would have to do constantly every day. And for me, having to be in marketing mode every day is to me a stress.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting because you're trying to get in the mind of everybody who could be your customer, right?
Yes, because I'm one of these people like, I mean, I want you to like me, but it's like I don't care if you like me. But now I have to, you really gotta like me. So it's like I'm always out there in marketing, networking mode. Whereas before my lifestyle, I'm behind the scenes, I'm kind of private, no social media, but now I'm like all over it. So this has definitely been a transition for me.
What you just said goes into building a brand. I know it's so hard building a brand, but franchising sort of gives you that infrastructure to build that brand. What have you done? Like, what have you guys done in your capacity to facilitate building that brand for Hotworx Memphis, especially because your neighborhood is, I think there are some Hotworx in some other districts, right? Some other neighborhoods,
Yeah,
right?
there are 10 Hotworx
Oh,
in the
that's a lot.
Memphis and
Wow.
surrounding area. Yes,
Mm.
absolutely.
So what
And
have you done, I guess, to build your brand and your location?
yes. So Hotworx, the franchise, the owners of Hotworx, they're individually owned. So it's not like we all work together as far as having the members come and then we're referring members to the other Hotworx. In general, I would love it to be that way. That's how I kind of started off because as a fitness person, I know that people are more motivated to work out if they live or work closer to where they're going to have their fitness.
Oh my God, totally.
Yes. So, but however, Hotworx has a membership called Sweat Everywhere, and it allows you to go to any Hotworx in the world, even when you travel. And so a lot of the Hotworx, they try to sell that membership. However, with the way that the model is with Hotworx is wherever you join is where your dues go. So whether you join the Sweat Here, which is specific to the location you join, or Sweat Everywhere, where you have a member location, but you can go to any Hotworx, that member location is who gets your dues. So when we opened, we had all of these Sweat Everywhere people from everywhere coming to our location. And then it became where we're probably the only location they go to. And it became this thing where, okay, they're coming in, they're using my equipment. I get none of their monies. So it was kind of,
Wow.
yeah.
That's wear and tear on your stuff.
It is a lot of wear and tear on my stuff. And then the challenges of the way that other Hotworx train their members on how to use the facilities. Some of them are not following the rules. Some of them, there's a required mat and towel for all of the isometric saunas. Some of them would have the mat, but not the towel. So I found myself correcting behavior and people getting attitudes with me because I would stop them because they were probably allowed to bring guests when they weren't supposed to. And I'm trying to follow these rules.
Oh,
And
that's hard.
as an owner, I'm like, I'm dealing with this and I'm not even getting any money for it. So when you say building a brand, I feel like I'm building the brand strictly for my studio. Yes, as a whole, we represent Hotworx, but I'm having to really represent it for my studio and stress, hey, we're individually owned. I need you to support my location. So I'm joining organizations. I'm out networking, any kind of business seminars and things where I can go and even just learn more about building business, expanding the business, marketing, anything like that. I'm trying to be involved in that all while I'm networking and telling about Hotworx in my location. So when you say building the brand, yeah, I'm building Hotworx brand, but definitely out there networking wherever I can to build up the Hotworx Edge District location.
Today's business tip is sponsored by Udl, connecting merchants with nearby consumers.
Hi, I'm Janita with your business tip. It's never too late to pivot and pursue your entrepreneurial dreams. Think about Martha Stewart, who started her empire in her 40s, or Vera Wang, who launched her iconic fashion brand at 40. Your journey is unique and every step counts towards your success. For instance, Ursula Burns, another person, she rose to become the CEO of Xerox in her 50s. Now, your experiences, your wisdom, your resilience are all invaluable assets on your entrepreneurial path. Embrace the power of reinvention and courage to pursue your dreams, knowing that every step is the testament to your strength, your determination, and it's never too late. That's your business tip for the day.
I got a quick question for you, Carmella. What's the difference? And I guess not what you like more, but just give a little color and insight on the difference between being just a business owner as opposed to being a franchise business owner. Like the difference in the struggle, because right now, as having been a business owner, people are always shopping to you to try and become a franchisee. I never bit.
Being a franchise owner, I like the aspects of the marketing that they help you with, some of the lessons learned. We started 6 years ago. Hotworx, the very first location was right outside of Oxford, Mississippi. So it's like a built-in marketing in itself, the fact that we have so many locations nationwide in such a short period of time. So we're knowing that the concept obviously is working, as opposed to if I was a business owner on my own, I probably would not have grown as fast, depending on what I was trying to do. Hotworx. So being a business owner, probably for yourself, there are certain, you don't have to stay within the confines of the brand and the franchise. When you're in a franchise, you pretty much have to, the marketing, they need to approve it. So there's like a patented design that the Hotworx franchise offers, whereas my own individual business probably wouldn't be able to compete. Pricing wise, we are $59 a month for Sweat Here. You can't even get a sauna facial, one sauna facial for $59.
Yeah, right.
That's a monthly membership at Hotworx, actually. So I think that I would probably have a lot more competition going on, depending on the type of business I was in. Whereas with the franchise that's as successful as Hotworx, there's a little comfort in there knowing that you have your back. They're always looking at the strategies or other fitness places that are popping up and seeing where everything is going, and then trying to stay on top of that for us. So I don't know, I guess
That's great.
maybe some built-in help in there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I remember when you had your grand opening that they have like Hotworx influencers, because kind of like there's Peloton workout folks. When you go into the studio, you have a trainer on the screen.
Yeah.
And so those trainers came to give you support. So that was kind of, that's
Yeah.
different and cool. Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. Now trust me, we paid for that, but the virtual instructors become the top motivators for our warriors once they're inside and they're working out. They see them every day, so they get to know them and they have their favorites. And we bought two of the top favorite virtual instructors to our
Oh,
grand
so
opening.
now I'm highly confused. So it's like Peloton, a sauna with infrared, and all come together. But I need to know what this is now. Can you just tell us a little bit about exactly what the experience is like?
Absolutely. So Hotworx is, we're 24-hour infrared heat fitness studio where you work out inside of infrared saunas. So there are these box saunas that 3 people can fit inside of. And we offer hot yoga, hot Pilates, hot bar none, hot core, warrior, hot bands, hot buns, hot cycle, hot blast, and hot thunder. So we have 10 saunas in our studio. And inside of these saunas, there are virtual instructors on the screen, and they guide you through your workouts. There's 3 on the screen, and of the 3 instructors, the middle instructor guides you through your sessions. The 2 give you more modified movements. So if you're not as advanced as where you need to be, then you modify your movements. We always say go at your own pace, but they're there to show you the routines, keep you motivated. And then as you go through these rotation of the different sessions, we call them sessions, not classes, because there's actually not a physical instructor. But as you go through these different sessions, you'll get to know different instructors that are on the screen, and they change out every month and a half, and a new instructor will come in. But they guide you through these workouts and keep you motivated. Like some people are more guided by personal training or things like that. So you really have to know your workout style. Are you a person that enjoys more classes, or do you like that more personal? The world of COVID had everybody working out on the TV. The instructors were on the screen. So everybody got used to that. Well, that concept was already there with Hotworx, with the virtual instructor. So a lot of people love that. Number one, you're in your own sauna. It's private. Members that have been members at Hotworx for a long time, like myself, I go in and I turn the instructors down, And I may be doing an audiobook. I may be doing a webinar. I may be doing a Zoom meeting while I'm in there. I kind of multitask and use the saunas for what I need them for. If I'm in an isometric where I have my mat and towel, I don't always go in and do the Pilates or whatever exercise is offered in there. I'll go in there and meditate, zen out. I'll go rest. If I had a crazy, crappy night before of drinking and eating whatever, I'll go and sit and detox and just, I may not work it off, but I may just sit and detox this, just get it out of my system and not let it sit. Sometimes chiropractors send their patients. So if you're going through physical therapy or something, you can actually come in our saunas and do those therapy exercises as opposed to doing the exercises on the screen. You can do what your therapists are teaching you in the saunas. I have psychotherapists that come in. They book back-to-back sessions. So you don't always have to just book that time slot. You can book multiple sessions and they stay in there for 2-3 hours and they may meditate, they may work out. It's just, I tell people, use the saunas for what you need them for.
And thank you for that question, Aurora, because I have never, we don't have these in New York or not in my area. And I'm like all
I'm
in.
at right now. I can't find anything. Nothing is like this. I'm looking, I'd have to drive an hour and 15 minutes right now. I'm very upset.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be talking to Carmella about opening your own franchise.
Exactly.
Do you get like a commission if you refer someone?
Yes, we do. So definitely come through me for sure.
You heard it, everybody. So
Yes,
what was that, Aurora?
I was saying, I get it. Oh my gosh. I want to go right now. I want to go meditate and I want to go, I don't know, do something.
It's really
hard.
I met a guy at our last convention who's opening up a couple more Hotworx in the New York area. So sometimes you may not see the studios because they're in pre-sale, but they're gonna open. So I have the ability to kind of look up and see what's coming in that area. So I can make sure that if you do want to open up one, that there's not one that you'll be competing against.
Yeah, that's proximity is also a big deal. What would you say is the top tip that you would give someone who's considering a franchise? What's the top tip? And we need to really hone in on how people can find your location.
Yes. So I would say with any business, Ashley, not just a franchise, really look into what that's going to entail for your life, how your life will change, what it's going to take. So for me, I'm going into a fitness franchise. I didn't think about the aspect of the marketing constantly, the social media aspect, the staffing, because Hotworx is open 6 days a week. So that means staffing wise, I have to have staff 6 days a week. And the world we live in, it is very, very hard to find.
Yes.
To find good staff. And then as a business owner, you want staff that is going to run the business like you and really care, but truly no one is really going to do it like you would do it. So as an owner, I quit my job so that the first year I could pour every bit of what I have into the Hotworx and make sure I find a team that will run the Hotworx even when I'm not there and make sure the processes and things like that are in place, that when I'm not there, it's still running like it should. But definitely consider when you're going into any type of business, the level of marketing, what it's going to do for your lifestyle. Really, are you up for the task? So when they say you go in business for yourself, you go in business for yourself. Literally, you're working all the time.
Yeah, because it's one of those businesses where you do have to be there. But I think that also health and fitness, you have to be there. And do you think you work out more now that you have a facility? I always wondered.
Well, that's funny that you say that. I would say the first 6 months, no. Definitely no. Not until I was able to get staffing in place that allowed me to take myself away from there to kind of gain my life back, that I started working out.
I'm sorry. What new business owner has time to work out? Let's be real.
Bad question.
I'm working 90 hours a week. What am I working out of my sleep? Lifting up my tongue? Like, there's no workout when you're a business owner. Just saying.
Well, I can say the great thing about being a Hotworx business owner is, like I said, it's 24/7. So the use of being able to just go into the saunas, even if I'm not working, and just relax, that has been just heaven to me.
Yeah.
That's definite plus to the job for sure, for sure. And make sure you're letting us know what your handles are.
And your location, your address.
Oh, absolutely. So we're at 750 Madison Avenue, Suite 102 in the Medical and Edge District of Memphis. We're connected right to next to Subway and right across from UTHSC College. We are on Instagram at Hotworx Edge District. All one word, HOTWRX like X-ray Edge District. Same thing for Facebook. It's Hotworx Memphis Edge District on Facebook. And then our website, but the URL is like hotworx.net/studio/Memphis-Edge District. But on there, you can find, even if you just go to our website, you'll be able to find all of our Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Awesome. So we're going to start closing this out. And I just wanted to bring a little levity, which we do with all of our guests at the end. And so this is just 3 questions, 1 answer. Okay. Little levity. So first one, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, either alive or dead, who would it be and why?
A historical figure. Ooh, interesting question.
Any human.
I would say, and I can't say his name, the guy who owned Apple.
Steve Jobs. Yeah, Steve
Yes,
Jobs.
Steve Jobs. I would say Steve Jobs. And
Why him? Why did you pick him?
why Steve Jobs? Because I'm looking at everything that he was able to accomplish with Apple and how it has still grown, even though he's not here anymore. But just how large the company is. And I know that people came after him and helped keep that going. But I guess I would just love to have some insight into his mind of what he envisioned Apple would be, probably even today, if he was still here.
There is a connection to Memphis. So Steve Jobs, when he was going through his organ issues, he actually came to Memphis, and there is a doctor here who gave him a top secret liver transplant in Memphis in 2009. So it gave him extra life to live longer and carry out some of his vision. So that was just, yeah, there's a link.
Wow.
These were supposed to be fun. Okay, Aurora, let's yeah.
Levity here. Levity, levity, levity. Or not. That was actually interesting. I knew nothing about that. So what's your favorite guilty pleasure food that you indulge in from time to time, Carmella?
When you're not working out.
I'm a pizza girl. I love
Yes.
What kind of pizza? Chicago, New York, Connecticut, what kind?
Well, I like a great thin crust pizza that's like has vegetarian. So even though it's vegetarian, I love to have like the jalapenos, banana peppers, the mushrooms, black olives, and then I'll mix that up with pepperoni and Italian sausage. So I go in to any pizza place and ask for the veggie pizza, and anything that's on there that I don't like, I'll take off some of those ingredients, but I always add pepperoni and Italian sausage to it.
Oh my gosh. I was watching
That's a
TikTok
meal.
yesterday, Carmella. I was watching a Trader Joe's TikTok, and it's a pizza that's trending. I think you would die over it. It has
Really?
the meat, it has the cheese. Just check it out. Go look up Trader Joe's pizza, and it has pepperoni and like charcuterie on it. I think you're gonna love it.
Okay, I can't wait. Yes, I'm gonna definitely look at that.
And the last question, if you could teleport yourself anywhere in the world just for a weekend getaway, where would you go and why?
So I don't know exact places. I can tell you one of the most beautiful places. It was Turks and Caicos. There's this beach, and I can't remember the name, but it's almost like in the middle. It almost reminds you that you're in the middle, like behind a neighborhood, but you're not. You're in the ocean, but it flows into the back of these really big homes, and the water is so clear, like you literally can see just everything. And you can walk. You can walk. It seems like you could walk probably 2 miles out. in this water, and it's I'm 5'3", so it can't be more than 6 feet, but it goes all the way out, and
Sorry, that was funny.
That was.
I know, but I'm 5'3", I'm short, but it couldn't be any more than 6 feet. So I love to float. I'm a floater. I love to float on my back, but
Floater.
but the water was so pure and clean, and the area was so beautiful. That's the most that I've experienced. I mean, I've been to other places, but I love like that pure, clean water that you can see.
Well, Carmella, we just have to say thank you so much, because we know how this is your day, your Saturday. And so just thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Oh, you all are so welcome. Thank you so much for having me, ladies. I appreciate it. I think what you're doing is absolutely phenomenal. Keep up the good work.
Well, let's
you.
go to Hotworx Edge District in Memphis, Tennessee. We know this is going to air all over the world, but we want you to come to the Hotworx in Edge District. And as we come to the close of this electrifying episode of Sispreneur Stories, we have been truly inspired by the remarkable journey of our guest, Carmella Rogers. We hope Carmella's journey has ignited a spark of empowerment within you, encouraging you to embrace your dreams and take bold, decisive action. And remember, each step you take can shape your own path to success and create positive change. Thank you for joining us on Sispreneur Stories, where we celebrate the strength of women in business while nurturing our households. Until next time, stay fearless and keep igniting your own entrepreneurial fire. This is Kanji.
Aurora.
And Janita.
Signing off.
Signing off.
Signing off.
I was like, Janita, where'd you go?
Why can't you ever go sign off with us?
I'm usually right. I'm usually ahead of you guys, and I
Whatever.
start down for 1
This
second.
happens every
All right,
show.
this
She
is
never comes and signs off with us. You have no idea.
I'm usually ahead.
Wow.
Thanks. I hope
This is
you
what
meet you,
happens
ladies.
when you work with family.
This is Ernest Strickland, President of the Black Business Association, proud to be your title sponsor on this empowering journey with Sispreneur Stories.